What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today, I have another NU match. This one is against Steven from Twitter. So I'm using the same team as I was in the previous video just because this team has some pretty fun Pokemon to mess around with. I really like the Choice Scarf Rampardos, and honestly, Wishy-Washy is pretty badass. But looking at my opponent's team, the first things that I noticed is that he is carrying a Noivern. I think that thing's RU, along with Jellicent. But other than that, I am afraid of the Choice Specs Exploud potentially, and also the Archeops could cause some problems. But anyway, let's go ahead and just get into this battle. Alright, so I was expecting him to want to lead off with his Archeops, as I end up just throwing out my Cradilly, kind of my go-to lead for this team. I do want to get those Stealth Rocks up, and he actually ends up leading off with his Electros, which I was kind of expecting this thing to probably just want to go for a Volt Switch right off the bat here, as he actually ends up going for the Coil, not the most common set you see on Electros. That's going to raise its attack and defense, and now I'm obviously expecting this thing to be a physical attacker. Cradilly doesn't really like that a whole lot, but I feel like the best thing he can go for is Drain Punch against me, and non-stab with just a +1, it's not going to be able to do a whole lot. So he goes for another Coil there, going for 2 Coils right off the bat. This thing is all sorts of coiled up, and I actually just decided to go for the Toxic. I figure this thing is kind of bulky on the special side, plus those defense boosts might be a little bit hard to take care of, so I do want to get a Toxic off on this thing. And that is perfect. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and scout out what this thing wants to go for. I figure his attacking moves are probably Wild Charge, and as you'll see here, he does have Drain Punch. So that's going to knock me down to about 45 HP. I knew it wasn't going to be able to take me out in one hit, even with the +2 attack. Here, I just decided to go for a Giga Drain. I was kind of just scouting out what this thing was going to want to go for. I do get a little bit of HP back, and then I eat some leftovers, so I'm in a pretty decent spot. Plus, Cradilly does have reliable recovery, so I'm not really too worried about taking that damage. And at this point, I figure this is a pretty safe time for me to switch into Weezing. His best option is to just go for the Wild Charge, but I'm assuming he's just going to go straight for another Drain Punch, so I'm able to kind of freely bring these guys in. He punches me actually right in the balls, which is right in the blue balls, which is not good. So I take that really nicely, and honestly my plan at this point is to go ahead and set up some Toxic Spikes. The reason being is that I know he has a Sand Slash for the Rapid Spin support, although if I can just get 2 layers up, that Sand Slash is going to have to come in and take a bad poison. So I just go for the T-Spikes here. I kind of wanted him to have to switch in that Sand Slash, kind of get a little bit of pressure on that thing, because I do have a lot of answers for it. So he's just gonna go for the knockoff to get rid of my Black Sludge. Weezing's over here like, the fuck, bruh. That was a perfectly good Black Sludge, and I wasn't done eating that yet. As the poison is gonna knock him down to the point where he activates his Citrus Berry, which does kind of suck, as it's gonna put him above half. Although the Toxic is really kind of taking its toll at this point, I do go for my second layer of Toxic Spikes, so that means whatever he decides to switch in is gonna take a bad poison. So he now goes for the Wild Charge. I am actually able to live that with 24 HP, which is awesome, because he's gonna take some recoil, and then after the poison damage, a Sludge Bomb is going to be able to take this thing out, because I am actually faster. So throw some Sludge at that thing. I got some extra, even though he knocked off my Black Sludge. I got some regular Sludge. Always keep some backup Sludge in the old back pocket, lesson learned. So he's now going to switch right into the Sand Slash as I expected. Unfortunately, I do not have a Ghost type to be able to spin block this thing, so I am going to go ahead and conserve Disco Balls for a potential kind of death fodder later, and I'm just going to switch right into Cradildo. I figure he is going to go for the Rapid Spin, and then I can kind of scare this thing out with a Giga Drain, which is going to surely one-hit KO this thing. Knocks me down to 69 HP, which is cool, as I eat some leftovers and then to kind of ruin that, but sitting at a pretty solid spot here at 80 HP. I figure I might even be able to take an Earthquake if this thing isn't attack invested. Kind of depends on what type of Sand Slash this is. But either way, I'm just going to go for the recovery here. I kind of expected this thing to switch out, not wanting to take a Giga Drain to the face. He does actually stay in, goes for the Earthquake, and I'm luckily able to live that really nicely. And that allows me to go for a little recovery there, which is going to bring me above half, which is perfect. So Cradilly's sitting pretty nice at this point, and I honestly don't expect this Sand Slash to want to stay in. This thing's kind of just racking up some poison, and he saw there he can't hurt me too bad with Earthquake, plus I can recover. So here we're actually both going to set up our Stealth Rock. This is kind of an interesting play. He does go for his own Stealth Rock as I go for it as well. Again, I expected a switch there, but at this point I figured he's probably just going to want to stay in and kind of just rapid spin those away. So my best option is to just finally go for the damn Giga Drain, which I probably should have done just a long time ago. As poison's racking up, this thing's still above half, but Giga Drain just kind of destroys this thing. So he does go for another rapid spin, spinning away my shit yet again, and hazards are really just not working out. He gets a critical hit on the rapid spin, which really mattered there, as I do go for a Giga Drain that's going to take care of the Sand Slash. So unfortunately, I'm not able to end this matchup with my Stealth Rock up, but really not too big of a deal, because Cradilly, after some leftovers, is pretty much at full HP, and I got rid of the Sand Slash, and he doesn't have any spin support now, so I can get some Stealth Rock up later if I feel like I really need it, but he's now going to go into his Stegosaurus, which is his Archeops. I am going to switch out. Cradilly's looking useful for this matchup, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch right into Disco Balls. The reason for this switch was pretty much just death fodder. I figure Weezing is going to come in, take an attack, and probably just die. He actually ends up going for the taunt, though, and Disco Balls is like, I'm not falling for that shit, as he's going to be able to finish me off here with a U-turn. And that's actually really nice because killing a Pokemon with U-turn is kind of beneficial for me because that's going to force him to switch into something, and then I can bring in whatever matchup accordingly. So he actually decides to end up going into Trump here, who that's actually a classic nickname. So he switches in old Donald as I go into Good Head. So ready to get some more Good Head going as I break the mold a little bit. And he doesn't really have a whole lot on his team that can switch into a Head Smash. So I just go for the nice little Choice Scarf Head Smash as he brings in the freaking Pringles guy. And the Head Smash is going to actually end up knocking this thing out because Rampardos does not fucking play games, especially when it comes to giving head. So that thing is going to go down. I actually do a dick load to myself in recoil, which is kind of a bummer, but not too big of a deal here, as now he's going to bring in his Noivern, and I figure I'm not going to be able to outspeed, so I'm actually just going to switch right into Cradilly, who is my special wall, pretty fit to be able to take some attacks from this. I really wish that this was my Cradilly that had Rock Slide, but instead it's the one that has Recover. So he is going to go for an Air Slash, not going to do a whole lot of damage there, as he does reveal to me he is Life Orb, so that's good to know, as I'm over here eating some leftovers, and I'm honestly just going to go for the Stealth Rock, I believe, as he's going to taunt me, and taunt is just kind of coming up all over the place, so I can't set up my Stealth Rock. This match just really does not want me to set up my hazard, so honestly that's kind of fine with me, and at this point I have to go for an attacking move. I don't have anything that can switch into a Life Orb Noivern. That thing just does way too much damage, so I gotta let Cradilly take that one, as I do actually end up getting the flinch there. So I'm basically just sitting here clicking Giga Drain at this point, trying to tank as many attacks as I can, as this thing just kind of hurts himself with his Life Orb. So he is going to go for another Air Slash, which I can take, and I do actually end up getting off a Giga Drain here. So it's going to do like no damage to it at all, but I really wish I could have gone for a damn Recover. Taunt on Noivern is not something that I expected, but at this point, I kind of just need Cradilly to die, that way I can bring in a Revenge Switch, and all will be good in the world. I really just needed Cradilly in this match to be able to take attacks from this Noivern after looking at the team preview. He is going to actually go for a Draco Meteor at this point in order to be able to take me out, which is actually perfect for me, because that's going to lower his special attack 2 stages, and it's going to make this thing a lot easier to take attacks from. So as I'm looking at my remaining team, I decide to go into my Manectric here because after calcing it with the Life Orb, this thing cannot kill me with a Draco Meteor after losing some special attacks. So I'm just going to go straight for the Thunderbolt as he realizes that he's actually just going to switch right into Trump. So I am a Choice Specs Manectric, and this thing hits like a damn truck. Also, I will be able to outspeed this thing, so it's a nice little 2-hit KO on the Exploud. He decides to sack that thing off. I guess he didn't really have a whole lot of options when it comes to switches into Thunderbolts either. So the Exploud goes down, and that is good to see because those things are actually super scary. So now he's going to go right back into Sonic because he doesn't have that special attack drop anymore, so I can't take a Draco Meteor for that thing. So I decided to just go right into Rampardos. Gonna go ahead and have to sack this thing off, that way I can bring in something again, as he actually does go for the Draco Meteor. That was kind of required for him to go for. If I stayed in against Manectric, he wouldn't be able to kill me with anything else, so he was kind of forced to go for the Draco Meteor there. That's perfect though, because that's going to lower his special attack 2 stages yet again, and then I can bring right back in Manectric and don't have to worry about this thing killing me, even though the Stealth Rock does bring me dangerously close to the point where he could potentially kill with Draco Meteor. He is going to go for it, and check this out, Manectric is a fucking clutch ass dog, and I'm able to live that with 20 HP, which is amazing, and I'm able to finish this thing off with a Thunderbolt. So down goes the Noivern. That thing is a damn threat, especially when you're playing against it with a with an NU team, so I don't have to worry about that damn that crazy Zubat thing again, as now he goes into his last Pokemon, which is his Archeops. So he's going to finish me off with an Earthquake as he outspeeds, but that's fine by me because I do have Wishy-Washy on my team remaining, and I figure I should be able to take any attack from this thing and then finish it off with like an Ice Beam. So check it out, I bring in Squad Goals, ready to bring out the squad. He comes out all lonely, and he's like, fucking Goon Squad, assemble, as Schooling's going to activate, so I turn into a fucking submarine fish thing. So he actually busts some crazy shit out here. He goes for a Continental Crush at this point, and I was like, oh damn, that actually could probably end up killing me depending on what kind of investment this Archeops is running. It's obviously going to be 252 attack here, so he goes for the Continental Crush, throws a fucking boulder on me, and that is going to flatten my fish like no other. as I didn't expect it to kill, honestly. I kind of figured I was going to be able to take that, but it actually knocks me out in one hit, which is terrible, as I have to go into my last Pokemon here, and that is my Scrafty. So, luckily though, Scrafty's a beast. I do get that Intimidate, and that's going to lower this thing's attack to the point where he isn't going to be able to one-hit KO me, and I do have Iron Head. So, he goes for an Earthquake, kind of one last little ditch effort there, as it's not going to do really any damage to me at all, especially after the Intimidates, and all I really got to do at that point is go for an Iron Head, and that is going to take care of the Archeops. So that is going to be the end of the match there, guys. It was actually way closer than it kind of seemed like it was going to be toward the end there, but still, that was a really fun match. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.